Good morning from Sweden. I hope you are well. So we are here for today's reading, and today is the 22nd of January 2026. The question we're asking, as usual, is how does this hexagram want to move me today, and how are the energies around us, and how can we best navigate them? So if you are benefiting from these readings, please like and subscribe. I'd love for you to come back again. So we're starting by centering ourselves. So just breathing in and out through the nose for a bit and just bringing your thoughts into this present moment. You can do that by focusing on your stomach, expanding as you breathe into the stomach and then contracting as you breathe out. So how does this hexagram want to move me today? How are the energies around me at this point, and how do I best navigate them? Heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, wood, mountain, lake. Oh, there we go. Let's see. It's so faint from this direction, this little spot here. But that's thunder. Going out with that. We're starting off with thunder. And it's two yin lines resting on one yang line. And then let's do the outer gua, the upper part of the hexagram. So how does this hexagram want to move me today? How are the energies around us, and how do we best navigate them, please? To stay safe, happy, and creative. Heaven, earth, fire, water, thunder, wind, wood, mountain, lake. So we are getting lake. So we got lake. Oh, did this disappear? It's a bit like my reality at the moment, having some narcissistic energies around me. And then things looks like one thing on the surface, and then it's something entirely different, actually the essence of it. So, and this is when I thought I drew the hexa lower part, but it wasn't there anymore. So, yes, so lake looks like this. There we go. And then let's have a look at the changing lines. So I'm removing 2 coins. What is changing, and where are we in the energies of this hexagram? What is going on more precisely? And we're at the yang, bottom yang line. Oops. I'm going to draw a cross there, which means that the yang is changing into yin. So we are ending up with kun at the bottom and still dui at the top. So here we've got dui, lake, and then thunder. Here we again do it, lake, and then kun, which is earth at the bottom. So it's just 3 yin lines or something really receptive, very flowy, so receptive energy today, okay? But we're moving into that, so we're not quite there. We've got thunder first, so something is sort of we need to shake loose, still need to shake something loose. So we've got thunder under lake, which means there's thunder underwater, so it means like there's like a rain cloud. I can see sort of a rain cloud, and we've got thunder, and it's sort of, things are still a bit shaky, but we're moving in more to some earth energy and being more receptive. But when we are being receptive, also dewy is water, so when we are being receptive, we need to make sure that we are receiving the correct energy. So I will actually mention that I've got some narcissistic energy around me in certain aspects of my life, and that we don't want to receive that, because that's very toxic. Okay, so there we need to create strong boundaries for ourselves. And we are still, to look at the lake, it's still the water element, and it's about receiving water, taking in water. So yesterday we had replenishing, moving into needing. And replenishing is about talking about the well in the middle of a village or a community, where people go to replenish themselves after a day's work or during a day's work. And it's about being truthful, but truthful and sincere, and really doing the work. Very important to do the work for yourself, and choose people wisely that you are with. People, so you have people around you that are supportive rather than just draining, which also speaks to this narcissistic energy that we have, which is very strong in the world as well. If you look at Donald Trump and in Russia, or like we've got many leaders that are not very positive. And here in Sweden as well, we've got the SD party, which is also a fascist party, although people don't want to acknowledge it for being that. So the same thing. So there's very narcissistic energies in the world that's just taking power and that's just spreading across the world. So it's very important that we remain sincerely us, that we're not being drawn into this kind of energies, that we stay strong. So we need to create strong energetic boundaries for ourselves, and then really look at things with a clear view. Look at things, because these narcissistic energies, when we're not being fully awake or awake to them, it looks like one thing, but they are something entirely different. And this is how people like Donald Trump get a great following, because they get wrapped up in this, drawn into this, and they don't actually see clearly. They only see what he's trying to present, right? And they want it so badly because they've been so drawn into this person's energy that it doesn't matter if it's absolutely clear to everyone around you, right? They see clearly, like, this is just crazy. But when you're drawn into this energy, you don't see that, okay? Because you're also manipulated. And this is the same thing when you're in like an abusive relationship, in different kind of like negative sects. You get into cult followings that are very negative and have this terrible cult leader that's the same type of energy. Okay, but we need to be receptive of good energies as well. So we need to be very, very selective, and then keep on, so we nourish ourselves. Otherwise we just deplete ourselves as well. And to be receptive as well is to be able to learn new things and see. If you're not receptive, you can't see things clearly. So this is, have strong boundaries, but still keep this openness of receiving what's good. Okay, whilst keep on nourishing ourselves. And then we're going to look at the approached Gua, which is the hidden energies. There's just a little bubbling underneath the surface, which gives us another aspect of it as well. And we get that by doing this hexagram, the first three lines. That we take the second, third, and fourth. And so that means that we have now Gen, which is mountain, and then we have the third, fourth, fifth, which is like that, and we have wind over mountain, which is it doesn't want to do it. So wind over mountain, so Zun, Gen. So let's have a look at these in the book and see what the I Ching is telling us. And I'm actually using currently Alfred Wang's The Complete I Ching. I think that's a very good translation, but I also got Wilhelm's translation as well, that I learn more about the lines and different aspects of it, actually. Let's have a look. So Dui and Zen Thunder. So it's Lake Over Thunder is number 17. I think we got a new hexagram today that we haven't had during the time that I've been doing these readings on YouTube. So that shows that we're again shifting into something new. So the process lately has been that we are leaving the old behind. Like we're getting rid of the old. Like we're not staying stuck in the same old life anymore. But that's like a very difficult process usually to do. And then we've been guided to nourish ourselves and make sure that we look after ourselves as well, and replenish ourselves and nourish ourselves during this period, and go within and to learn how to see clearly. But we also started this last week or so, we started to take real steps, although more tentative, mostly the real step towards, in the new cycle that we're in, that we actually have started to create what is new, although we had these residual energies. And we've had actually a moment, a day where we had to take some extraordinary action and make a great change, okay? So let's see. We're moving Dui Kun, which is, we've got Kan, Sen, Kun, 45, and then Sun Gen, 53. These are the actual hexagrams. We start right from the back and just have a look at that, 53. So what is the hidden energy? Developing gradually. Okay, so yeah, small steps. I can only apologize for my handwriting, and I'm sitting in a funny angle as well, so it makes it even worse. So this is, developing gradually, right? And this is the hidden energies. We're not going to talk an awful lot about it, but it's really right there under the surface developing. And what I mentioned, that we started to take these small tentative steps, although we did have to make a big change the other day. If we followed the guidance of the I Ching, which I did. Now let's see. So, but taking extraordinary action is can be quite scary at times. So 17, following. Okay, following. We are then I'm talking about being receptive. To be receptive is in a sense to follow. Okay, you're following where the energies are taking. So where the energies are taking you. When we're moving into Dui Kun, which is 45. Bringing together. That's what. Okay, let's start with 17. That's the main energy. This is the energy we are at the moment. So Sui, following. So we've got Lake Over Thunder. So when one is humble and full of delight, surely people will come to follow. Thus after delight comes following. Okay, so you need to make sure that you are in a good frame of mind. And this is, again, what I already mentioned, is that we need to remain receptive and then also we need to have strong boundaries. And strong boundaries, if we do that, it leads to respect as well. And then remaining truthful to yourself. Becoming the person you want to follow yourself is very important. Right? So this is about cultivating yourself, cultivating your own mind, cultivating how you are. Because if you are angry and talking bad about people, and because you are angry, maybe you're not a bad person as such, but because so many things are going on around you that are making you angry, and then you're talking about this in an angry way, or you might backslag people and these kind of things because you are so upset. But you become the toxic person. That's not good, and you might actually, either you get a following, people who are also toxic follows you, or people who are weaker follows you and are being affected by you, inspired by you. That's not good, right? We need to cultivate ourselves. So we come from a kind heart, kind, peaceful heart at all times. We do not go out to war. That is not the way. We're using the middle way, the way of love and compassion. And that is very difficult so often in this world when it's just craziness going on around us, and we might have these people that are just being toxic around us, but then this very even more so really looking at who am I presenting myself, am I loving, am I strong, how am I presenting myself? And through that, if you are a good person, you're at all times, you will attract the right people, and you can become an inspiration, a joyful inspiration to other people. Okay, the ideograph, or the name of this guy, is a beautiful picture consisting of 3 parts. So let's bring them together. That looks like a hand. That looks like a hand, but that's probably something entirely different. So this hexagram, I don't know very well at all. I don't know at all, actually. At the top of it, there are 3 strokes curling upward, representing 3 footprints. So that's 3 footprints at the top. Let's get to that. Underneath the footprints is an ideograph of the word stop, Z. Could be that, or could be that. There. In the middle of the ideograph are 3 pennants with the tassel at the top of the pole. So this is it. That's the middle. Tassel at the top of a pole. 3 pennants with a tassel at the top, representing a standard of a king. Okay. On the right, a god holds a weapon above his head. Oh, that's a weapon. It's like a fork weapon, maybe. With one foot touching the ground and the other foot about to land. He is following the pennants. This is a picture of procession of the commander-in-chief with guards accompanying and following. The structure of the gua is lake above, thunder below. The attribute of lake is joy and thunder is movement. Thus following is moving forward with joy and following. How can one influence people to follow? Yes, this is it. This is exactly this. Cultivate yourself so you become a joyful, joyous person who are sharing love and coming from a place of love, and then this will be the inspiration of other people around you. And especially if you're going through a really difficult time, if you can remain truthfully you and kind-hearted, although times are tough, well, that's a great inspiration to other people, okay? Here's another thing, and we're talking about the receptiveness. Actually, I can see in this one, I was speaking about being receptive. So if you want to lead, then first you must learn to be led, right? You need to learn, so being receptive to knowledge and looking and actually being able to see what's going on around you. There's so many leaders out there who are kind-hearted persons, but they have no idea what's going on underneath their nose. And in this case, they actually end up hurting their employees, or the people who's working for them, or they are leading, because they are unaware of what's going on. And when we come back to this narcissistic energy that I'm speaking about, Now, if the leader can't see that, if the leader is unaware and have not actually followed before in a good way and followed good guidance and keep an openness and being receptive to what's really going on, right? Then this leader will end up hurting and losing people around them because they are unaware, and they end up keeping the toxic. And this is exactly what's going on in my life at the moment, actually, very much so. And I expect in your life as well. And then, so this is whether you are the follower, you got a leader who is not aware, one or many leaders that are not aware of exactly what's going on because they've been manipulated in some sort of way and are unaware of this. Right? Or if you want to become a leader, maybe you are the leader and there's chaos going on around you among the people that are working for you, the people that are following for you. And then you need to actually become really aware and look carefully, because it could be the one that looks on the surface, the person who looks on the surface, like being really kind and quite often presenting as oh yeah, poor me, and I've had all these troubles and I feel like this, blah. And that could be actually, although on the surface it looks like very good person, it might be the source of all the discord. And the problem with having a person like that in the midst, the toxicity will actually spread, and the other people around will be the ones who are suffering. And if you don't open your eyes to actually see the actual truth, then other people will suffer and you will lose the good people around you. Okay? So open your eyes. Very, very, very important. And another part of this one, it's called following and is all about following. It's actually choosing when to follow, right? Don't follow blindly. Don't go after any leader. Make sure you see clearly what is going on before you start following. And if you are the leader, make sure you see clearly what is the source of the discord. And if to follow, like if you need to see who the leader is, don't follow blindly. Even if you're being guided to follow and it looks like this is something you should follow, just check it and make sure, does this resonate with me? Is this truthful to me? So this, although this is about following and being receptive, it's not about following blindly, okay? Following sublimely, prosperous and smooth, favorable, to be steadfast and upright, no fault. So remain you, truthfully you, and then walk in your own footsteps. And if you're following somebody, you is a good leader. And if you're a leader, make sure you are a good leader who are seeing clearly, okay? And then don't follow blindly. You can choose not to follow if it's not a good path, okay? And you should choose not to follow if it's not a good path, okay? Commentary on the decision. Following, the firm comes and places itself under the yielding, moving with delight. It is following. Great prosperity and smoothness, as well as steadfastness and uprightness. There is no fault. All under heaven follow the course of time. Great indeed is the significance of timing. At the right time, right? Do things at the right time. Might not be the right time to make a move right now. So make sure you follow follow whatever you follow in the correct order at the right time. Follow your heart, essentially. Follow your intuition, because that will tell you now is the right time. This is the right person. This is the right path. This is the right time for doing these kind of things. Or it might tell you the opposite. Nope, this is not the correct time. I should just stay still. Or maybe I should just go the other direction. Although it seems on the surface that I should go an entirely different direction. Okay. So commentary on the symbol. So thunder in the midst of lake. So the symbol is this one. Okay. Thunder in the midst of lake, an image of following. In correspondence with this, the superior person withdraws for rest when the sun goes down. Yeah. So yeah, make sure you get rest as well. Don't just rush around. When it's time to sleep, you go to sleep. Okay, and stay off social media. That could be good. Don't bring it into your bedroom. Leave the mobile phone out. And whatever, if you've got a computer or something or a telly in the bedroom, that's terrible. Get it out. Because it'll disturb your sleep. You want to have a cool, peaceful place. You could do some breathing practices in bed, or maybe some healing sounds or something to calm your nervous system, and then fall asleep, and then you will sleep so much better, and then you'll be so much stronger and ready for the situation that we're going through currently. Okay. So the first line is the initial 9, is the one that's changing into yin. So situation has changed, being steadfast and upright, good fortune, going out to communicate, there is good effect. Situation has changed, following what is correct leads to good fortune. Going out to communicate, there is good effect. One does not lose one's steadfastness. Okay. We were asked a few days ago, or maybe, 3-4 days, I can't remember exactly, but to actually take extraordinary action. I think it was on Monday. And taking extraordinary action is to do something that it could be really making you feel really uncomfortable, but you know in your heart that this is what I need to do. Many times we don't do it because we are fearful, okay? But we know that this is what we need to do. And it might be something you need to cut something away, or you might say something to a person or to your boss or something that might shake your world a bit, okay? That we did this, but it has actually brought about this extraordinary action we took a few days. The situation has changed because we took this step. So we removed more, in my case, I removed myself from this narcissistic energy, okay? So the situation has changed. So I'm going to remain being truthful in me, and the same thing for you, the good fortune. But now is the time to communicate. Now is the time you can start communicate, because there will be good effect from that. So let's read a little bit more into this one. The bottom line of this gua is the principal line of the lower gua. In the I Ching, if one solid line is combined with two yielding lines in a primary gua, the solid line is the principal line. If there is one yielding line with two lines, the yielding line is the principal one. The lower gua is thunder, its attribute is motion. Only when one takes action can others follow. According to the structure, the yang element at the bottom place should take the leading role, letting others follow. But he humbles himself by staying at the bottom behind the two yin elements. Thus the Yao text says, situation has changed. So the Duke of Zhou encourages keeping steadfast and upright and predicts good fortune. Here, the situation has changed, indicates that the leading role becomes subordinate. Most people cannot accept such a change. The truth lies in going out to communicate with people. One who expects people to follow ought to know people first. Only following what is correct leads to good fortune. And to bring it back to me, this is very much how I decided to step back in a role that I have because I had a toxic energy in my team, and I didn't have the power to remove that toxic energy. So I decided to step back instead because I didn't want it. So now I've taken on a role that is not a leadership role. In a leadership role, I'm stepping back again, just because I needed to get rid of this toxicity that I had no control of removing, because I didn't have the hire and fire role, unfortunately. So, and this is, so I'm stepping back, and now I'm going to start following. I still have some sort of a leadership role. So, but this guidance is very important for me here, because I still have a leadership role, although not the ultimate in this team. But I will listen to my team and start following and help bring this project forward in a good way. Okay, so you think about, what does this mean to you? Have you had to step back? Is this the time to step back? Things have changed, but are you still the leader? Or can you still be the leader, and being leader by being compassionate and not angry, not frustrated, disappointed? Just move forward, being you, being open about you made this decision. You can say that, but don't be toxic. You might have to keep the real reason within, right? And don't blame other people. That's the worst thing. Don't go around and say blame other people. Okay, so let's have a look at, we're moving into bringing together, which is 45. Let's read that really quickly. So bringing together, prosperous and smooth. The king arrives at the ancestral temple, favorable to see a great person, prosperous and smooth. Favorable to be steadfast and upright. Use big animals, good fortune, favorable to have somewhere to go. Okay, so now you're bringing people together. Okay, and I think this is in a bigger aspect more than just the people that you have around you. And this is about inspiring as well, more than actually leading people. I think this is a time of being a great inspiration for other people by cultivating yourself and your own conduct. If you have great conduct and you are compassionate and loving and strong and truthful and sincere, then people will see that as inspiration. And then this will bring people together in something beautiful rather than something toxic and hateful and frustrated and anything. So cultivate yourself, very important. We need to cultivate ourselves so we become great leaders. And to lead does not necessarily mean that you have to be the boss, right? To lead doesn't mean that you have to have the title of this, or you have to have like hierarchy, in the hierarchy, being above, like, and having people under. The previous gua, which is following, speaks about actually being at the bottom, yet being the leader. Okay. So, and then let's have a look quickly into what's bubbling under the surface, which is 53, developing gradually. Yeah. So, on this picture we have, I think this could be a ceremonial sort of tool of some sort. This is a great river. And rivers are associated with danger because it was difficult to cross them in the olden days. But this could be a good time actually to cross them. I don't know what that is. Jiang River crossed the vast areas of central China and gradually became vast to south as it flowed east to the ocean. The ancient shows this river as a symbol of gradual development. Yeah. So we are, and actually referring back to what I'm saying, we started to take small steps towards our new goal here. And this is developing gradually, and this is cultivating gradually. When we rush into something head first, we don't see all the details, and we don't come in with the knowledge and the wisdom that we might need. But we need to take action. So this is definitely a time of action. We need to take steps, definitely moving forward, but we're not taking great big loud steps, right? We're remaining humble in the background, but we are taking action. And then during this process, we are developing gradually whatever new we're creating, the new cycle that we come into. It's developing gradually in small steps. So we stay patient, because everything is exactly as it should be, right? So don't lose your patience. Just stay patient and take a gentle step forward and learn and take in whatever is in front of you. Okay, so this is the reading for today. I hope it was of benefit, and I'm wishing you a beautiful day ahead.